Well. Breaking news. There is drama going on in Dallas. I'm sorry, this is not breaking news. So we got Micah Parsons on his podcast. He's done an interview with Darius Slay. And it seems like, I guess, the social media world is in an uproar, about, two players on opposing teams in the same division, rivalries, and they're kicking it on a podcast, knowing they have two games coming up. And, I guess that people are thinking this has something or a bearing on what the game is going to look like. I want to look at what the facility had to say about this, and then I want to know what you have to say about this. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G. I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Let's talk facts. So there's an interesting topic going around right now about Micah Parsons having Darius Slay on his podcast. And it seems to have not only a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans in an uproar, the Philadelphia Eagles fans were in an uproar too. And so the facility is talking about this. And I think what all four of them have to say about this is very interesting. James Jones dropped atomic bombs. James Jones dropped atomic bombs in that conversation. And I don't agree with Shady McCoy on a whole lot of things, but both of them are right. And James Jones is talking about this competition issue. And I think this is one of the things that people have complained about in the NBA. The NBA is the competition. It's not like it used to be. And that's why I laugh at these younger guys. They're always talking about we're done with the 90s. And this all comes from the LeBron James camp, because there are so many people, they want LeBron James to be better than Jordan. LeBron James will never be better than Jordan. Jordan accomplished more in less time. Not because he's better than LeBron James. LeBron James is physically better than Michael Jordan in a sense. But when you talk about basketball skill, but in particular, what separates the Jordans from the LeBrons? What's separating this era from the era of even Shady McCoy and James Jones? It's the competition. The rivalry, the competition level, the way they looked at things. They looked at the game different. This was personal to them. They didn't believe in being friends with the players. But see, we live in a different era, and that's why I didn't really let Chase Daniels and Emmanuel Acho. You can go back and look at the video, but they're talking about the eras. And Chase Daniel is talking about the eras. And this is what James is talking about, the eras. And the problem is the eras that we in. See, this is a different era. This is the social media era. And so this is why Micah Parsons can have a podcast during the football season. Why would he have a podcast in the offseason? Who's going to listen to him? When are they going to listen to him more? During the season or after the season? Draymond Green was getting a lot of heat for this podcast during the basketball season. People were saying that he was he was saying too much. And I've actually saw where there's some other football players, they have podcasts. I think I saw what CJ Stroud was telling another player, man, you're saying too much in your podcast. This is the era that we're in. And don't let the NFL fool you. The NFL likes this. It's free advertisement for the game. More people are interested in football. They're getting to hear these football players talk personally. Some after football, like Shady McCoy, and then some during football, like Micah Parsons. The fans are getting access to players in ways they never did before. And all that does is bring attention to the league. The league loves it. The league loves it. And, I can't say that I really have anything against the podcast per se. I could see where people are getting bent out of shape for bringing a rival onto a podcast. I definitely get why that makes people mad. I mean, I'm from those eras, but I understand too. Unfortunately, this is the hand that we're dealt. I believe James Jones is right. Competition, the competitive nature of the game on a grand scale is dissipating. Because now you think about it, players are thinking about life after football. They're building brands, not after the game. They're building brands while they're playing the game. The podcast, they add to the brand. Social media posts, they add to the brand. The women that they date and they post on social media, it adds to the brand. Things they are doing, it adds to the brand. The players are putting their entire life, some of them on social media. Why? It's not about the competition. It's about building their brand. And I'm not opposed to people building the brand. You just need to be careful how you build the brand, and don't let it be a detriment. Don't let it take away from your team. Amen. And so the question becomes, I mean, we saw what one of the Dallas Cowboys players he kind of threw a shot, boy. He's kind of like, shouldn't be doing podcasts during the season, and I think Emmanuel Acho says something in this interview that is powerful. He says, it's not a big deal until you're not doing what you're supposed to do on the field. And so if the Dallas Cowboys were 4-0 and dominating the league, maybe people are not tripping this hard. But when you're watching the struggles of the Dallas Cowboys, in particular Micah Parsons, he's having one of the worst seasons of his career going into a contract year. 1 sack. Now he's injured, so he's not going to play a full season. And if he does, he may be back in 2 to 3 weeks. And if he comes back early, it's going to be nagging him the whole season. Maybe people wouldn't be talking so much. But with everything that's going on now, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And so this is what we're in. James Jones is right, man. It's that competitive nature. It's gone. Shady McCoy is right. We got to understand, man, it's a man's game. Bro, I love you off the field, but when we get between them end zones, man, I'm not trying to end your career, but it won't bother me if I take you out of this game. It won't bother me if I knock you out this game. It won't bother me. Because we want every advantage we can get to winning the game. But you got to ask yourself these days, with the friendships that these guys have today, does it affect their competitive nature? Y'all tell me what y'all think. Tell me, does it affect the competitive nature of the game with players on rival teams being friends with one another in the public eye, putting podcasts together or being guests on each other's podcasts, maybe hanging out during the season and posting it on social media? Do any of those things matter, or is it much ado about nothing? You kind of heard what I said based on the facts. So if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll know the next time when I post another video. Let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.